Of this video is to go over the email you received about academic options, the math portion, and also to explain the possibility of doing summer work to qualify you for early release. You have been scheduled for academic options for the upcoming school year 2016-2017. We've evaluated your performance, and we looked at a combination of your school grades in your math classes and several results from MAP testing over the previous school year. That MAP testing is really a good indicator towards your progress for being college and career ready and being able to score well on the math portion of the ACT test taken your junior year. When you score a 238 or higher as a freshman or a sophomore, that tells us that you're on track to be college and career ready. The good news is that scoring at this level is a skill that can be taught. You just have to practice some specific foundational skills so that you perform better on the MAP test, and that'll also help you perform better in your math class, and it'll also help you score better on the ACT when you're a junior. So in order to build those foundational skills, we have enrolled you in academic options. And academic options gives you the opportunity to practice these foundational skills to be able to score better on these standardized tests. You can get started early on practicing those skills. We have 50 specific skills in this internet-based program called IXL. And what we're going to do is we want to give you the opportunity to practice these 50 skills at your own convenience and at your own pace over the summer. These skills are located in levels D, E, F, and G in your IXL account, which has already been set up for you. Later in this video, we'll show you how to access that information. To show you the schedule for this year for academic options, academic options starts the first week of school. And if you complete these 50 skills over the summer, you have the option to test out that first week of school. We'll give you a special sitting for the MAP tests, and if you can score 238 at that time, you can be out of academic options. We consider that on track, and we would just monitor you through your regular math class. If you don't finish the 50 skills, or if you don't get a 238 on that MAP test, we'll continue having you report to academic options, and then in early October, we'll test you. We'll look to see that you have 75 skills complete. So working on the 50 this summer gives you a really good head start on that. And if you've got 75 skills complete, that'll make you eligible to test in early October. Otherwise, the first time you'll test will be mid-December, and that's when all students in academic options will test. And then looking forward to the end of the school year, we also test in mid-May, and that's also a testing date that everybody is eligible to test for as well. So as we continue this video, we will show you how to access IXL. We'll show you how to log on, and we'll show you where these 50 specific skills are in IXL that you could do as your summer work if you choose to. A summary of skills assigned in IXL for academic options can be found in the purple tab of this the skill correlation spreadsheet. And if we look in this purple tab, just to kind of review this, we've got a total of 150 skills. Those are the skills you work on throughout the entire school year. If you notice in skills in level D, E, F, and G, these are the 50 skills that you can work on during the summer to qualify you to take that early test. And so if you notice, level D only has one skill that you have to do, same with level E. Level F has 6 skills, and then the bulk of the ones that you have to do are on level G. There's 42 skills there. So those are the 50 skills that we're gonna look at in IXL, and we'll call that the summer work, in order for you to qualify to take that test a little early. So as this video continues now, we'll show you how to download the app, the IXL app, on your iPad. That makes a quick, easy way of accessing those skills and staying in the Waukesha environment in IXL, so that all of your work is recorded and monitored, so that we can have evidence of you working on that. This portion of the video will show you how to load the IXL app onto your iPad and access the Waukesha environment within IXL, so that you can see the assigned skills. If you go to the App Store and you search IXL, if you type in that, you'll the app will pop up. It says IXL Math and English. That's the one you want to download. Once it's loaded, you can go ahead and open the app. And if you would like the notifications, go ahead and have the notifications sent to you. And then we're going to sign in on the lower left hand. And this is really important for the first time you're logging in. You're going to use your username. So your username is your first initial and your last name, at least the first 6 or 7 digits or so, followed by 000 or 001. And then in order to get the app set up for the Waukesha environment, you're going to have to type in @Waukesha. Okay, that's really important that you have the @Waukesha when you log on to the app for the first time. Anytime after that, and it'll automatically be there, but that tells you to access the Waukesha environment. And then your password is your student ID number. So it's either a 5 or a 6-digit number, and then you can go ahead and sign in. I would go ahead and save. Notice the custom sign in, the @Waukesha has been added. So I would go ahead and save that custom sign in. And this is the nice thing about the app, is that it just keeps you logged in at each time, all the time, so that when you open up the app, you're automatically logged in to the Waukesha environment. If you're not logged into the Waukesha environment, then any practice you do won't be saved. So if you notice in the upper right-hand corner, we have all these levels. We know that we need to be working out of levels D, E, F, and G for the summer work. So I'm going to go ahead and go to level D. So I'm now in level D. And I know that because of the upper right-hand corner. So if you scroll down, remember we only had one skill in level D to do. So as I'm looking through level D, what I'm looking to find is a highlighted skill, and there it is. It's a skill S8, measure using a centimeter ruler. So there's the one skill in level D that you have to complete. Okay, in order to start your qualification, start on that road to qualifying for early testing. I'm going to tap outside of that. I'm going to go to level E. And level E, you can see the highlighted skill there, C4. So that's the skill we have to do there. That's completing the addition sentence up to 3 digits. Okay. And if we go to level F, we've got a few in level F to do. I believe it was 6. So we should see 6 highlighted skills here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are the 6 skills in level F that you need to do. And then level G is the last level you need to complete for summer work if you want to test early. And there should be, I believe it was 42 skills. So you can see all the highlighted skills here. We've got 1, 2, 3 in level A, section A, 1, 2, 3 in section D, and so on and so forth. You'll see that there obviously are many many highlighted skills in level G. I'm just going to pick a skill in level G to model for you. And let's pick multiplying a decimal by a power of 10. So we take a decimal, we multiply it by a power of 10. So let's practice this for a little bit. So multiplying a decimal by a power of 10, we know that when we multiply by a power of 10, it's a matter of just moving the decimal place. And I want to just show some of the features. One feature is this audio feature here.
Multiply.
So it will read the instructions to you if you want it to. The other feature is, this is kind of a nice feature, it's the pen feature. And this turns your iPad into a piece of scratch paper. So if I want to multiply 10 times 0.1, we know that if we take the decimal 0.1, and I'm just writing with my finger now, a factor of 10 is moving the decimal one place to the right. So that must be 1.0. It must be the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and tap in the box here and using the keyboard instead. There we go. So I got 10 points for the first problem. So just I like this scratch paper feature down at the bottom here. Multiplying by 10, we know we move it just one decimal point, so the answer is 1.1, 1.1, and I'm going to use the keyboard to put that in. So you notice I only got 9 for the next point, for the next question. So these questions will vary, they'll get a little more difficult as you go on. And if you get one wrong, you'll get a couple of points taken off, but then they'll get a little easier until you build back up. So I'm going to keep going here because I want to explain what being done with a skill means. So 0.4 times 100 means I move it twice, which means that ends up being a 40. So being done or mastering a skill is when you get a score of 90. So right now I'm at a score of 28. So I'm going to keep going here. 100 means moving the decimal place twice. I'm going to type in 32. Okay, here's a really difficult one. Now I'm at a smart score of 36. So 0.4. And I got to move the decimal place 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know my answer is going to be 4,000, but I'm going to type in a wrong answer. I'm going to type in 400. I want to get one wrong just to show you what happens. So I got it wrong. I went down a couple of points. It tells me what I did wrong. Okay, so I read through that so I can learn from it. Got it, and then it has me try again. So 0.2 times 10, we know ends up being 2. Notice it gets a little bit easier as it backs you up. So you get back up to your old score pretty quickly. 1,000 means moving it 3 decimal places. So that's 110. Okay. 0.202 times 100 means 2 decimal places. So that's 20.2. Okay, so we consider you having mastered this skill when you get up to a SMART score of 90. So I'm going to continue on this skill. I have to move the decimal place 6 spaces here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fill the rest with zeros. I'm going to get up to a 90 because I want to show you what that looks like on your home screen, because this is how you're going to prove that you've completed these skills to your AO teacher. So that ends up being 51 with 4 zeros. Okay. And my next question is 0.7. I got to move this 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 700,000. So I'm getting closer to 94.36. I got to move that. I see 5 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 436. 436,000. So 923.6292 with moving it 5 decimal places. So put a 0 on the end of that. 923.6292, 0. Okay, 0.09, move that 4 decimal places. So that is 900. 12.7056, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 12.7056. 1.94, 100 is 2 decimal places, so that's 194. 160.03 times 10,000 is moving it 5. So I've got to put 3 zeros on the end of that, so it's 1600300. And I forgot to type in the 1, so it's going to start me over. So 7.2344, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 723440. There we go, I'm back on track again. 1.361, move it 2 places, so it's 136.1. Okay, 215.975, and I've got 6 places to move. So that's putting 3 zeros on the end, so 215.975.000. So I'm approaching a SMART score of 90. When you hit a SMART score of 90, we consider that having mastered this skill. So 5, 8, 4, 6, 6. Now the SMART score does actually go up to 100, but we don't need to go that far. 522.07, moving that 6 places. So we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros on the end of that, so it's 52207.0000. Okay, 597.24. 1,000 is 3 decimal places, so that's 597.240. Okay, so I'm getting awfully close to that SMART score of 90. Okay, 49 point, you might be able to do this one in your head even without writing it down. The decimals right here, multiplying by 10 is just moving it 1 over. So that's 497.887. Okay, and as you notice, okay, so I'm 1 point away from that SMART score of 90. So this is probably going to be my last question, providing I get it correct. And so if you notice, I've gotten 2 banners already. I think it's at 70 and at 80, or it might be at 50 and 75, I'm not sure. So we're looking at that 3rd banner. Once we hit the 3rd banner, that's mastery. So by 10,000, that's moving it 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 6162. And if you notice, I have a SMART score of 91, so I've hit the 90. I don't need to go any farther than that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the X up top, and it's going to take me back to my home screen. If you notice, the banner has appeared next to the code I2, so that's an indication that you have reached a SMART score of 90 on skill I2. And if you also notice the lettering, the multiply a decimal by a power of 10, the title of the skill is also turned to green. So those are the things we'll look for to check to see that you've mastered the skill to qualify to test early. Is we'll take your iPad and we'll just scroll through these levels, and we'll see that you have orange banners next to everything and that the lettering has turned green. And that'll be the indication that you've been eligible to test early. So we'll just scroll through and we'll check the banners next to each one of those codes, and then and make sure that banner is that dark orange, which indicates a SMART